Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by Shayna's Home DIY and Crafts. In today's video, as you guys see, I have some scrap wood here, and if you're not new here, I do not throw away anything. So the scrap wood I have here, I'm going to be making a sign to put down my driveway because guess what? I'm right down there, and that tree right there. There's a couple trees, you're probably saying which one, because I am tired of, I caught the Amazon, not the UPS. UPS, FedEx are good. They'll get these young Amazon drivers, females, not nothing against female, because I'm a female myself, that they constantly drive on my lawn. And I don't know how unhurt they really get to go on the lawn because all those trees are there. So it's funny how I caught this one girl turned on my lawn, and I'm sick of it. The last that I had a tree they knocked down, I called Amazon. They wanted to give me a return, have me not to pay for my stuff, which was $10. I don't care. I bought my stuff because I could pay for it. Now I lost the tree. That is a lot of money, okay? And plus my whole front yard is a leach field. I have a septic tank, and my septic tank, that whole beautiful front yard, if you guys are not new that you see me showing here, it's all leach field, and that's why it's like that. So I'm sick of it, and they're not doing anything about it. So I decided I'm gonna make a sign to put out there to warn them. Okay, to warn them, if you drive on my lawn, you're going to get flat tires. Is there something on my lawn to give them flat tires? Absolutely not. Would I love to put that out there? If they don't listen, yes, I would. And sorry for those who are going to come for me, because guess what? It's going to cost me. With a leash field that's 30 years old, it's 30 years old, it's going to cost me. Okay, and there's no reason. I wish I had make a video to show you where I caught them turning, because there's no reason and no way you could turn there. They try to turn. It's bad. They run over my stones and everything, because you can't really turn there. There's a bunch of trees out there, and I think they're there for a reason, so nobody will go on that lawn. Anywho's, so here we are. We have these leftover wood, and if you notice, nothing measures the same. I mean, except for the main piece, nothing measures the same. So as I show you guys all the items that I was using just now, you've seen that. So all I do is attach these together, and then I'm going to get my screw gun, and what I'm going to do is just screw them together, to make sure that that's what's going to hold those three pieces of wood together. Yeah, so that's all I'm doing. Once I join those, and I'm using a very smaller screw, I think I'm using 1-inch screw. I didn't even actually push through all that screw all the way because it would have shown the other side. So hold it together and screw that in, and making sure that everything hold in place, because I'm not going to buy nothing new. But of course, I have leftover wood. Why not make a sign? Again, these are the exterior wood from my outdoor projects that I am using, okay? Don't throw away anything. If you're a DIYer or a crafter, don't throw away anything. Can you imagine you need a small little piece of wood and you got to go up to the store and spend... Well, it depends on the size wood, if it's 2x4 or 1x4, whatever size. You got to, the more the bigger the wood, the more money it is. And also exterior versus interior. You know what I'm saying? It's not just to get a small piece of wood just because you need a little beanie weeny piece. You got to go buy a big piece of wood just for that. Now, save everything. Call me a hoarder. My garage is full. This is why I live alone, so I could hoard. People ask me, why do you live alone in such a big old house? So I can hoard stuff. Mind your business. Yeah, so I can hoard stuff. I buy stuff for buy the house from my hoardiness. I'm sorry. Okay. So anywho's, now I have all of that screw up together. I have this exterior paint by stainE by Behar. It's left over from all the projects that I did outside this summer. So I'm just going to, because you know what, I want this to match, and I also want it to stand out, because when you first come up the driveway so much, it's hard to see stuff. All you're seeing is tree. Tree of all the many lovely things around the world I see, okay, is tree. So we got to use this bright color and to make it pop. So as you drive up that driveway, you're not looking on flowers and trees. It stands out, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 coats of that stain on it. Once it's dry, after I put the first coat, once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and put the second coat. And if you guys notice, you see Fiona little tail. So in case you're saying, where's the foreman in today's video? She's there. There's her tail. She does never, ever leave me. She looks at me daily like, what are you doing now? Every day you do something. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what the poor dog is saying. Every day you do something. And I'm pretty sure the people, or very common here, probably be like, I feel like every video you wear that shirt. It's not my favorite shirt, tell you that. But guess what? It's the most comfortablest shirt I ever had. So I always wear it. And then sometimes I make multiple videos in one day. Because as one thing is drying, I go ahead and do the other thing. So that's why you see me in the same outfit. Anywho, but they're posted at different times. So here are some number signs that I had. I got those, I don't remember, because I bought those when I first bought the house, which is coming up on 2 years, October 31st. So I bought those, I think maybe Lowe's. I got them on sale. They're like really heavy duty metal. And I got that little monkey thing from Temu. I thought it was big. You know how you go on Temu, you see these things, or any store, you never read the size. You just buy it and they come, you're like, what in the world is this? So, of course, that's what I did. I just bought it because it looks nice. And then I got it. I'm like, what in the world is this? So I figure I had it so long. So now I'm doing the sign. This is what I do. When I'm making stuff, people say, how do you come up with these ideas? When I make stuff, as I go along, things pop in my head and I just use it. So I was doing this. And I remember I had this little stupid little monkey. So I went for it and I put it on the sign. So, as you guys can see, I think this is probably a different day. Of course, I'm wearing a different clothes. So I stain it ×2, leave it to dry, back onto it another day. So we're going to screw on, excuse me, these pieces, and then we're going to do our writing after. So I want to make sure that everything is laid out in the correct position and where I want it. So before I screw on anything or I don't know. But anyway, before I make anything permanent down, I'm going to lay them out and measure and make sure that everything looks good. And as you guys notice, I'm not using a tape measurement. So if you're going to make this sign, please, guys, use a tape measurement. I have tape measurement in my eyeball. So I just eyeball things around here, okay? That's all I do. I just eyeball and end up working out. You see how I'm using my finger, doing all that? That's my measurement. Thinking I'm going to put the right in. No, yeah, that's me. Gotta eyeball it. So once I finish eyeballing it, so you guys get a glimpse of what I do, literally doing this, okay? And I'm doing all that because I'm thinking, how big should I make that and all that? That's crazy. I don't know how to do that. Maybe something is wrong with me, and I don't know, but that's how I do my stuff. Anywho's, there goes Fiona again. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to secure these numbers with the screw that came in the pack, and they're like super heavy. If you guys keep watching, when we get to the end of the video, you'll see the thickness and the length of these numbers. So they ain't going nowhere. It's my first, it's gonna be the first winter, and it has like a nice exterior cover on it. Plus I also seal it, so we'll see how it does. The fact that I seal it plus it's sealed, it's probably not even gonna rust, because even if it was gonna rust, I ended up sealing it again because I had to seal the wording. So yeah, so that's all I am doing. So once I'm done putting on my numbers, I get them in the right place. I'm going to go inside, and I'm not going to be showing you guys that part, but I'm going to go to my Cricut maker, and I'm going to be making the words. Anywho's, if it's your first time here, my name is Shayna. On this channel, I do a lot of home DIY projects and different type of crafting. If it's not your first time here, welcome back, and thank you guys so much for your continuous love and support. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for all y'all that come back, because I'm grateful that I am actually finally be able to somewhat start building a community with the people who are coming back, because people usually just like find one of my video, they'll like it and they'll go crazy over it, but then when I post another video, they won't come back, because half of the time maybe the video that they had found, the next video, has nothing to do with the previous video. So that's what was going on, and then I just kind of like gave up, and then I pick it up back this summer, and then some lovely people start following my channel, and I appreciate those who come back. And at one point, people was doing like watch for watch, and I'm like, I'm not here to watch for watch. I have a full-time job. Doing this is a full-time job as well. So it's either you like it or you don't like it. It's not about me watching and you watching. So if you're a new YouTuber and you come across this page, I'm a small YouTuber myself, but I've been doing this for like 4 years. Please do not do the watch. Yeah, don't do the watch for watch or subscription for subscription, because those people are going to abandon you, and so are you going to abandon them, because if they're not watching your things, you're not going to watch their things, and half of the time you're not interested in their things, and half of the time they're not interested in your things. So because of that, when you post your video, you get 1 or 2 views, and then it was very discouraging. So but I kept going, and I'm like, over time, the right person, the right people will find my channel. Anyways, enough of that. I'm not here to talk about YouTube, but I'm just grateful that my channel finally start finding its audience and people who are like what I do, so they'll come back. So thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. I don't really go live, but because I'm building a community, I'm really thinking of, doing a live stream. Don't know when yet, so stay tuned because I'm gonna probably I don't know when yet, but I'm gonna think about it and I'll post on my community page when I'm gonna go live, so you guys can get to know me a little bit more. I'm pretty sure you guys know why I'm already through the video because I keep it plain and straight. What you see is what you get. You know that song, what you see is what you get. And then, that song is, I think it's by Tina Turner. Yeah, by Tina Turner. What you see is what you get. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so there's nothing really new. You see what you see, you get what you get. It's just me. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people, so that's how it is. If you don't like it, then go and bite it. If you like it, just keep smiling because I ain't going to change for nobody. So anywho's, boy, we'll put those on and then we're going to go get the rest of the stuff. So with this, the monkey is so thin. The piece of metal is thin and it's a small screw to hold that in. I can't fit the drill bit on that screw. So that little hammer there has like multiple parts to it. It's not even mine. One of my... Listen, I have my own stuff, but when people come here to work or do something for me, they leave their stuff and they never come back. So guess what? It becomes mine. So that little hammer thing there has it's a multi-tool. It has a bunch of screwdrivers. You unscrew different parts, very small, tiny ones. And this one girl, she did some work for me and she left it here. She never came back. So now it belongs to Shayna. Yay! Thank you so much, Ashley. She's my girl. So anywho's, I have my own, but I just love when they leave stuff because then guess what? It becomes mine. I just can't wait for somebody to leave a table saw here, but they won't because guess what? That's a bigger equipment that costs a lot more money. So they ain't going to leave it. They going to leave the little small things like a tape measurement, a screwdriver, a level, but yeah, it is what it is. So now I am done with that and that's what it looks like. And, still eyeballing it to see how I should make the writing. So here we go. Went over to my Cricut machine. I did a drop and everything. And here it is in my computer. You know what? I should have the font so you guys could see. All right, I'm going to try and write the font. I don't even know if I still have this saved because it was a quick thing. But use whatever font you please. If you like my font, find the closest one in Cricut Design Space that matches it. I have a problem with that. I got to start doing better with leaving font because somebody's going to ask me what fonts I use, and it's more than one font. So if you guys keep watching, you'll see. So anyways, send it to the Cricut. Here we're in Cricut Maker Design Space, and then we are going to look for vinyl after I send it over to my Cricut. So once I find vinyl, I'm going to click and I'm going to change from difficult to more. And once I change it from more, we're going to load our mat. And I'm using a 12-inch by 24-inch mat. So I kind of join my words up so it will fit. So this will be one cut. So anywho's, once I did all that, feed the mat in, it's going to send signal to the machine that it's time to cut. Everything is good. So send the signal, press cut, and there goes the machine. It's doing its own thing. Okay, my Cricut is doing its own thing. And it's just going to cut. And once it's done cut, and there on the computer, you'll see the percentage of cutting as you go along. So you know how far you are. You could leave it and come back. I tend not to leave it because I have the time to get, I don't know, just when I was new to it, it got stuck and I thought I was cutting, nothing was cut. So you see how I show you, it's 44%, meaning halfway almost there. And you could see through the back of the Cricut where the mat goes. So you got to make sure that's clear. When I first started, that's what I didn't do. So I think it gets stuck. So it gets all buggly. So anywho's, now that it's done cut, it's telling me it's done and I should unfed that. So I unfed that and this is what it looks like when I'm done cutting. It's hard to see. You don't see anything. So that's what it looks like. But then I got to go ahead and I got to weed that out. I'm not going to show you guys today how I weed that out because I'm not going to show you. So anywho's, there goes. We have the welcome. If you guys remember, using my finger to do the markup of the measurement. So here goes the welcome. I'm using my transfer tape. And if you guys are going to do this, I'm pretty sure if you have a Cricut, you're probably already a Cricut user or you're new to it. You want to make sure you clean that wood off so your vinyl can adhere. The adhesive can adhere to the wood. Because if you don't do that, then all the debris that's on the sign goes on the sticky back of the vinyl. And then guess what? It never sticks. It's going to start bubbling or whatever. Or if you guys want, you could take the longer route, make stencil, and then hand paint it on. That's the longer route. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do the vinyl. Or you could just, if you don't have a Cricut maker, you could always just write it on. Okay, just eyeball it and write it on like I did. So I'm going to go ahead and peel back the backing off the wording. If you guys are not new to Cricut and wondering, this is a clear backing. I really love these vinyl. I got them from Amazon. Years ago, I bought a whole bunch because I was like literally into wood sign. I used to make a lot of wood sign. I tell you, a lot of wood sign. People used to buy them all the time. But then, I don't know, people don't have money anymore. So, and then I start traveling for work, yada, 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 pack up my stuff in storage. So I kind of like slow down. And when you slow down or stop doing something for a week, so when you're doing something, you got to be consistent, because you don't do it for a week or two, people forget about you. And then take forever to build back your clientele. So it all goes back with YouTube. Like even with the YouTube, you do it and people know you. Like people start knowing me now. If I don't post a week or two, people forget about you. So when you post back, nobody's going to watch because they forget about you. They find somebody else and they're gone. You got to keep people. If people like you and they want to stay with you or they want to support you, you got to keep them in business. You got to keep them entertained or whatever. So there goes the backing, the clear backing. I'm peeling off, and I'm just going to go ahead. See how I got the first. It's up to you how you could, what's more comfortable for you to lay these vinyl down. But you got to be careful because you could screw it up. So if you notice, I peeled the backing off just for one part of the W, and then I still had the backing on. So this way, because once this go down, it's down. Okay. So if you put it down and it's not put down the proper way, it's leaned, it's tilted, then you're screwed, because you're gonna have a tilted sign. Or you could peel it off. You could get your little spatula thing or whatever it is and peel it off and redo it. But who wants to waste material nowadays? Nothing is cheap. Vinyl ain't cheap. I mean, a lot of people aren't using vinyl anymore. Everybody's using like the transfer DTF, and a bunch of new stuff came out. But vinyl live on. If you ask me, vinyl live on. A lot of people are doing sublimation, all that stuff. I do those too. But vinyl live on. With certain things, you need a silhouette or a Cricut still. It will never die. It lives on. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Then I'm using my squeegee and I'm just burnishing over that. I'm trying to put as much pressure as I can to make sure it stick down. Now, don't put too much pressure when you rip your vinyl, even though you can't really rip it because it has that carrier sheet, the transfer tape over it still. So put as much pressure you can, but don't put pressure where you're going to rip your carrier sheet or your transfer tape, whichever you may call it, and your vinyl. So now that's it. I have the first letter done. And I tell you, this little table won't stop rock. You see it's rocking? So annoying. I know, so annoying. I think I'm gonna build a nice little table, a nice one, so I could do all my stuff on. But I have a table downstairs in my basement. But guess what? I sometimes just want to be outside. The basement feel like I'm in a dungeon. It's dark down there. It's warm and it's warm, and you get some light coming through the window, but it's just all the way in a different world. Beautiful day, want to be outside. So anywho, see how I took the carrier sheet off, the carrier tape? I'm going to use it. I'm going to reuse it. See, now that's the second half of my wording. I am going to reuse my transfer tape. So sometimes transfer tape can be a pain in the ass, especially if you're using the Cricut brand. Don't come from me, Cricut, but the Cricut, the Cricut, oh my God, I can't talk. The Cricut brand transfer tape is no good. And I shall say that forever. And I'm sure I'm not the only crafter that will say that. So don't come for me, Cricut. Just listen to what we have to say and make them better. I haven't used them so long, so they might be making them better. And I don't know. But I just stick to what I know. Since I found these one and they work pretty well, I stick to what I know, because I could use it multiple times. It doesn't get all, crumbled up and everything. But yeah, if you're not new to Cricut stuff, you know exactly what I'm saying. That Cricut brand transfer sheet. How many people I know like have that and can't get nothing transfer, and they just get mad or get tired or give up and said screw this. And that's because they don't realize that there's other brands out there. You just got to do your research. Even though I'm a DIYer, I watch other people DIY stuff. Not because I don't know how to do everything. I'm gonna watch other things too. So you got to do your research. You got to watch other people, do your research and learn, because we never stop learning. So there we go. Again, if you guys notice, I peel back my transfer a little bit, and then I make sure I hold that up. Don't drop it, because then it may stick. And then I'm lining it up as I go along, you see? And I'm lightly putting it down slightly, and I go along. You notice I didn't put everything down at once. I start slowly from one end, and I barely push my hands across and go across all the way across to make sure it goes in the, it lines up really nice, and it's coming along nice. It's probably hard for you guys to see because it looks backward right now looking at the camera because you're looking from the front versus the back. Of course, I want you guys to look at me. That's why I turned it that way. I don't want you to see my back. Anywho's, using our squeegee, burnishing that, and you see how I have the do not big and bold, and this is why I said there's multiple font that I use for this project, and unfortunately, I would check. I'm gonna check. If somebody asks, I'll check. If nobody asks, then I'll just leave it like it is. How about that? So because I don't know if I have it saved or I just draw up something real quick. Because half of the time, because I'm just doing something for myself, I just draw it up real quick and do it. I don't save it because it's taking up space. If it's something that I think that I'm going to do to sell, I'll save it because somebody else is going to order. And that way I don't have to remake it because it's there. So we're still going and we're still trying. You see how I cut these up in pieces? Yeah. If you want, you could, and you're professional at this, you could go ahead and you could lay out all of these wording and tape them all at once. But I want to save transfer tape, and also I want to eyeball what I'm doing because, you know, the sign, half of the sign has metal on it, and next half is going to have the writing, so you got to be careful. And for me, it works better this way with how I eyeball it, so I do it piece by piece. Piece by piece. So whatever works for you or whatever floats your boat, and go for it. And that one little piece of transfer sheet, I tell you, it took me did the whole sign. And if I wanted, I could have saved it. But after I was done with this sign, where did it go? To the salon, in the trash. We're done with it. So our next project will be using another one. So if you want to be really cheap and want to use another one like that, then you could go for it. But no, I left it like that, and then I throw it up because I don't want to, you know, I've had my fear of trying all of that things. And then I find myself cussing because it's not, some of the time it's not worth it. So that's what's up right there, okay? All right, and if you make it this far throughout the video, if you're still here with me, obviously you're the real deal. So before you leave this video, I want you to, I'm not lying, I want you to, don't forget. I want you to don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. Also, make sure you share this video with your friends and family. This way they won't miss out. It doesn't cost anything. So please do consider being a part of the Shayna's Home DIY and Craft by hitting that subscribe button. And leave me a comment and give this video a thumbs up. I love hearing from you guys. You guys do put a big old fat smile on my face when I have to reply to you guys. Even though I don't know you guys, I feel like I do. And it's funny because I'm just being me, and a lot of people just feel like I'm funny, and I just can't figure out how. So my coworkers and other people around me in real life find it the same way. But I could see why they would find me funny because they're around me, and you know, but it's just a video for 30 minutes and I'm just talking, trying to be regular, and people think it's funny. So, and for those people who I put a smile on their face, because a lot of people say I was having a bad day until I heard your voice. So I'm like, and they don't even know me. So I am grateful that I was able to I'm able to put smile and bring happiness and joy to others' life. And I'm also grateful I'm able to inspire you guys. A lot of people have been very inspired by me doing it all. And again, and this is why people always say, what can't you not do? And I always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Because it all has to do with your mindset. If you believe it, then you can do it. If you don't believe it, then you won't do it. So you got to believe. The belief kill and belief cure, okay? So it's all about that. If you don't believe you can do it, you won't do it. But if you believe, you'll be able to do it. So we're still going with the sign. And here we are. We're winding it down. So we're getting this last two little piece. The only regrets I would say I have about this sign is, keep watching, you'll see. The last wording that I'm going to put on, I wish I'd make it bigger because that's the, that's the, what you call it? That's the message I'm trying to get out there. And I cut it too small. And not for nothing, I have room. I had room to make it bigger, but I cut it too small, but it does work. So I left it out there. I haven't seen anybody on the camera so far driving on the lawn. And so I hope it does work. So far it's been working. So, but yeah, that's just it, you know. And if you guys haven't seen some of my latest video, after finish watching this video, you guys should go ahead and check out some of my other videos if you find this one, I don't know, entertaining, or if you find this one educational, or if you find it inspiring, you could go ahead and check out some of my other videos. I know you guys, the new people that are coming in now, don't really care for these wood signs and stuff that I do. You guys like when I build stuff, but this is building stuff too, you know, this is building stuff. So, but I've already made these videos, so I am pushing them out there. You know, I put a lot of time and energy in it, so I'm going to push them out because it may find the audience for those videos, okay? So, but I'm going to try to like start keeping it in the loop of me making over things or making stuff. Like I know I have my bedroom. Well, I don't even know if it's makeover because I never lived in it. I have my bedroom that I'm working on. I did the fireplace, guys. I have the fabric. I have everything for that room. I got to build the bed, okay? But I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. I've been working a lot. It's, as you guys know, it's me alone. I have a huge yard. And let me tell you, summertime and springtime and even wintertime, I don't have that much work that I have in the fall. Wintertime, a lot of snow, but who cares? I leave my car at the gate and then walk through the snow to get to the house. I don't worry about it. If I feel like if I know I have a package to deliver, so I'll push the snow blower down there. But half of the times I fall or I get stuck down there. And one time I fell with the snow blower because I was wearing the wrong shoes, those stupid little Uggs. And I fell and my fingernail, my pinky finger was gone. I said, my fingernail was, my fingernail came off right between the handles. If you guys know those snowblower, right between the handles where you could hold your brake or you hold to drive it, the fingernail came right off. So I don't even mess with it. I just cleared just enough so I could drive by. And this is what the sign turned out to look like. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. You don't have to like it because guess what? You don't live here. I live here. And the people who are going to read it don't have to like it. But I like that they don't like it because that means they can see it, okay? Okay, so if you don't like it, you can see it. And that's what I want, the message to get along. I want you to see it. So once I was done with that sign, and it's a good size sign, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be using some polyurethane for exterior and to seal that sign because it's going to be outside. Even though it's exterior wood, I just like to seal stuff. And this is all about mildewing and all that stuff. This will help from any kind of mildew, from it being wet from the snow and everything. I live up north, guys, so we get a lot of snow. A lot of snow. So I haven't used this exterior sealer in a while. So I am just mixing that out. And I barely use it too because you have to use it in dark color. Like if this was white writing, don't use this type of exterior oil base on it. Seal it polyurethane because it's going to discolor the white. It has to be used on like dark color. So I use this one for dark color and I also have one for light color. So yeah, so if you guys are going to make a sign and you want to seal it and you're going to use white, do not purchase this exterior oil-based polyurethane. Make sure you pay attention to the ones that you're purchasing. And if you look at this, you'll see kind of like the same stain, a little Adirondack chair on it. So who cares about the back? But guess what? I stained the back. Woohoo! I must have had some extra stain in the brush. And I'm going to seal the back too, even though I don't care about the back. Because guess what? The back gets wet. That's the only reason why I'm going to seal it. But I didn't have to. They're exterior wood. Remember, these are fence posts, exterior fence posts, the nicer ones, not the little cheap, ugly one that you have to sand down. These are nicer fence posts. The other sign I made was the cheap, ugly one. God forgive me. But it does turn out nice too. So I was trying to use that foam brush to seal that. It wasn't working. Usually I use a roller. You know what I usually do to seal this and make it look nice? I usually use a roller, one of those soft sponge roller, the small one. Pour the sealer on and then roll it out. Then go back over it with the brush. And I tell you, if you guys want to see that technique, you guys could check out my coffee table that I built. And I'm telling you, it's so satisfying. And then you can't tell. It looks like you spray it looks like you spray the polyurethane, the top coat on. You will never see a brush stroke or a roll from or a bubble roll from the roller. Anyways, it was more easier to use this smaller brush because I'm going in between the nook and cranny of the little monkey and those number signs because I didn't want to stain over it. So I was trying to stay away from it, but I end up staying over it anyways because you could have tell the difference where the stain, because the stain has that sheen from that oil base. I mean, I could tell because I'm looking at it, but I give it to you, you wouldn't be able to tell. But just because I was looking at it, I was able to tell. So once I'm done sealing this, I'm going to leave it to dry, and I leave it out to dry for a couple of days. Once it was dry and everything, I took a few photo of it and then I hang it on the tree. I do not have a video of how I put it on the tree because I tell you what, it was a pain in the ass and you guys don't want to see it. And this is how exactly I fell off a ladder because I'm trying to do weird shit like that. So anywho's the tree. It's on the tree right out front of the gate. As soon as you pull up the driveway, you're looking at it. I'm still not done with it because I'm thinking if I want to put like a solar light on the post and like a planter. So stay tuned. By the grace of God, those are the projects that's going to be coming up for next spring, summer. I think I'm going to put like the light out there because then we could have like some candy cane land or whatever going on for Christmas because I go out for Christmas. Last year Christmas, I went out. You should see this yard boy. So stay tuned so you'll see. I didn't share any of that, but I'll be able to share that this year because I now start having a community. So with all that have been said, if you enjoy this video before you leave, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. And share this video out with your friends and family on your social media page. It doesn't cost anything. You may not like it, but somebody you know may like it, and that helps me, YouTube to push out my content more. Okay. And also thank you guys again for the great community I'm building here. So as you guys know, I always say you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed and bye for now.